Hello, family. God bless you all. Pray everyone is doing well. We will pick up in the book of Jasher, chapter 17. And in those days, in the 91st year of the life of Abram, the children of Chittim made war with the children of Tubal. For when the Lord had scattered the sons of men on the face of the earth, the children of Chittim went and embodied themselves in the plain of Canopia. And they built themselves cities there and lived by the river Tibru. And the children of Tubal lived in Tuscana. Excuse me. And their boundaries reached the river Tibru. And the children of Tubal built a city in Tuscanan. And they called the name Sabina, after the name of Sabina, son of Tubal, their father. And they lived there to this day. And it was at that time the children of Chittim made war with the children of Tubal. And the children of Tubal were smitten before the children of Chittim. And the children of Chittim caused 370 men to fall from the children of Tubal. And at that time the children of Tubal swore to the children of Chittim, saying, "You shall not intermarry among us, and no man shall give his daughter to any of the sons of Chittim. For all the daughters of Tubal were in those days fair, but no woman were then found in the whole earth so fair as the daughters of Tubal. And all who delighted in the beauty of women went to the daughters of Tubal and took wives from them. And the sons of men, kings and princes, who greatly delighted in the beauty of women, took wives in those days from the daughters of Tubal. And at the end of the 3 years after the children of Tubal had sworn to the children of Chittim not to give them their daughters for wives, about 20 men of the children of Chittim went to take some of the daughters of Tubal, but they found none. For the children of Tubal kept their oaths not to intermarry with them, and they would not break their oaths. And in the days of harvest, the children of Tubal went into their fields to get in their harvest. And when the young men of Chittim assembled and went to the city of Sabina, and each man took a young woman from the daughters of Tubal, and they came to their cities. And the children of Tubal heard of it, and they went to make war with them, and they could not prevail over them, for the mountain was greatly high from them. And when they saw they could not prevail over them, they returned to their land. And at the revolution of the year, the children of Tubal went and hired about 10,000 men from those cities that were near them. And they went to war with the children of Chittim. And the children of Tubal went to war with the children of Chittim to destroy their land and to distress them. And in this engagement, the children of Tubal prevailed over the children of Chittim. And the children of Chittim, seeing that they were greatly distressed, lifted up the children which they had had by the daughters of Tubal on the wall which had been built to be before the eyes of the children of Tubal. And the children of Chittim said to them, "Have you come to make war with your own sons and daughters? And have we not been considered your flesh and bones from that time till now?" And when the children of Tubal heard this, they ceased to make war with the children of Chittim, and they went away. And they returned to their cities, and the children of Chittim at that time assembled and built 2 cities by the sea. And they called one Purtu, and the other Ariza. And Abram, the son of Terah, was then 99 years old. And at that time, the Lord appeared to him, and he said to him, I will make my covenant between me and you, and I will greatly reproduce your offspring. And this is the covenant which I make between me and you, that every male child be circumcised, you and your offspring after you. At 8 days old shall it be circumcised. And this covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And now therefore your name shall no more be called Abram, but Abraham. And your wife shall no more be called Sarai, but Sarah. For I will bless you both, and I will reproduce your offspring after you, that you shall become a great nation, and kings shall come forth from you. Chapter 18. And Abram rose and did all that Elohim had ordered him. And he took the men of his household and those bought with his money, and he circumcised them as the Lord had commanded him. And there was not one left whom he did not circumcise. And Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised in the flesh of their foreskin. 13 years old was Ishmael when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And in the 3rd day, Abraham went out of his tent and sat at the door to enjoy the heat of the sun during the pain of his flesh. And the Lord appeared to him in the plain of Mamre, and sent 3 of his ministering angels to visit him. And he was sitting at the door of the tent. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and lo, 3 men were coming from a distance. And he rose up and ran to meet them. And he bowed down to them and brought them into his house. And he said to them, If now I have found favor in your sight, turn in and eat a morsel of bread. And he pressed them, and they turned in, and he gave them water, and they washed their feet. And he placed them under a tree at the door of the tent. And Abram ran and took a calf, tender and good, and he hurried to kill it, and gave it to his servant Eliezer to dress. And Abraham came to Sarah into the tent, and he said to her, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes to cover the pot containing the meat. And she did so. And Abraham hurried and brought before them butter and milk, beef and mutton, and gave it before them to eat, before the flesh of the calf was sufficiently done. And they did eat. And when they had done eating, one of them said to him, I will return to you according to the time of life. And Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. And the men afterward departed and went their ways to the places to which they were sent. In those days, all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah and of the whole 5 cities were greatly wicked and sinful against the Lord. And they provoked the Lord with their abominations, and they grew worse as they aged abominably and scornfully before the Lord. And their wickedness and crimes were in those days great before the Lord. And they had in their land a very extensive valley, about half a day's walk, and in it there were fountains of water and a great deal of herbage surrounding the water. And all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah went there 4 times in the year with their wives and children and all belonging to them. And they rejoiced there with timbrels and dances. And in the time of rejoicing, they would all rise and lay hold of their neighbors' wives, and some, the virgin daughters of their neighbors. And they enjoyed them. And each man saw his wife and daughter in the hands of his neighbor and did not say a word. And they did so from morning to night. And they afterward returned home, each man to his house, and each woman to her tent. So they always did 4 times in the year. Also, when a stranger came into their cities and brought goods which he had purchased with a view to dispose of there, the people of these cities would assemble, men, women and children, young and old, and go to the man and take his goods by force, giving a little to each man until there was an end to all the goods of the owner which he had brought into the land. And if the owner of the goods quarreled with them, saying, "What is this work which you have done to me?" then they would approach to him one by one, and each would show him the little which he took, and taunt him, saying, "I only took that little which you did give me." And when he heard this from them all, he would arise and go from them in sorrow and bitterness of soul. When they would all arise and go after him, and drive him out of the city with great noise and tumult. And there was a man from the country of Elam, who was certainly going on the road, seated on his ass, which carried a fine mantle of divers colors, and the mantle was bound with a cord on the ass. And the man was on his journey, passing through the streets of Sodom, when the sun set in the evening. And he remained there in order to abide during the night, but no one would let him into his house. And at that time, there was in Sodom a wicked and mischievous man, one skillful to do evil, and his name was Hadad. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the traveler in the street of the city. And he came to him and said, "Whence come you, and where do you go?" And the man said to him, "I am traveling from Hebron to Elam, where I belong. And as I passed, the sun set, and no one would suffer me to enter his house. You had bread and water, and also straw and provender for my ass, and I am short of nothing." And Hadad answered and said to him, "All that you shall want shall be supplied by me, but in the street you shall not abide all night." And Hadad brought him to his house, and he took off the mantle from the ass with the cord, and brought them to his house. And he gave the ass straw, and the provender, while the traveler ate and drank in Hadad's house. And he abode there that night. And in the morning, the traveler rose up early to continue his journey. When Hadad said to him, "Wait, comfort your heart with a morsel of bread and then go." And the man did so, and he remained with him. And they both ate and drank together during the day. When the man rose up to go, and Hadad said to him, "Behold, now the day is declining. You hadst better remain all night, that your heart may be comforted." And he pressed him so that he tarried there all night. And on the second day he rose up early to go away. When Hadad pressed him, saying, "Comfort your heart with a morsel of bread, and then go." And he remained and ate with him also the second day. And then the man rose up to continue his journey. And Hadad said to him, "Behold, now the day is declining. Remain with me to comfort your heart, and in the morning rise up early and go your way." And the man would not remain, but rose up and saddled his ass. And while he was saddling his ass, the wife of Hadad said to her husband, "Behold, this man has remained with us for 2 days, eating and drinking, and he has given us nothing. And now shall go away from us without giving anything?" And Hadad said to her, "Be silent." And the man saddled his ass to go. And he asked Hadad to give him the cord and mantle to tie it to his ass. And Hadad said to him, "What say you?" And he said to him, "That you, my lord, shall give me the cord and the mantle made with divers colors, which you did conceal with you in your house to take care of it." And Hadad answered the man, saying, "This is the interpretation of your dream. The cord which you did see means that your life will be lengthened out like a cord. And having seen the mantle colored with all sorts of colors means that you shall have a vineyard in which you will plant trees of all fruits." And the traveler answered, saying, "Not so, my lord, for I was awake when I gave you the cord, and also a mantle woven with different colors, which you did take off the ass to put them by for me." And Hadad answered and said, "Certainly I have told you the interpretation of your dream, and it is a good dream. And this is the interpretation thereof. Now the sons of men give me 4 pieces of silver, which is my charge for interpreting dreams. And of you only I require 3 pieces of silver." And the man was provoked to the words of Hadad, and he cried bitterly. And he brought Hadad to speak to Serach. He brought Hadad to Serach, judge of Sodom. And the man laid his cause before Serach, the judge. When Hadad replied, saying, "It is not so, but thus the matter stands." And the judge said to the traveler, "This man Hadad tells you truth, for he is famed in the cities for the accurate interpretation of dreams." And the man cried at the word of the judge, and he said, "Not so, my lord, for it was in the day that I gave him the cord and mantle which was on the ass, in order to put them by in his house." And they both disputed before the judge, the one saying, "Thus the matter was," and the other declaring otherwise. And Hadad said to the man, give me 4 pieces of silver that I charge for my interpretations of dreams. I will not make any allowance. And give me the expense of the 4 meals that you did eat in my house. And the man said to Hadad, truly, I will pay you for what I ate in your house. Only give me the cord and mantle which you did conceal in your house. And Hadad replied before the judge and said to the man, did I not tell you the interpretation of your dream? The cord means that your days shall be prolonged like a cord, and the mantle that you wilt have a vineyard in which you wilt plant all kinds of fruit trees. This is the proper interpretation of your dream. Now give me the 4 pieces of silver that I require as a compensation, for I will make you no allowance. And the man cried at the words of Hadad, and they both quarreled before the judge. And the judge gave orders to his servants, who drove them rashly from the house. And they went away quarreling from the judge. When the people of Sodom heard them, and they gathered about them, and they exclaimed against the stranger, and they drove him rashly from the city. And the man continued his journey on his ass with bitterness of soul, lamenting and weeping. And while he was going along, he wept at what had happened to him in the corrupt city of Sodom. Thank you for listening, family. Hope you're enjoying the story of our family's history.